whoever it is you're competing with is just going to let you come in and take their business. Obviously, that's naive, and I think most people don't recognize that. If you're going to compete with me in one of my businesses, you better realize that I'm working 24 hours a day to kick your ass.
You know, a lot of companies right now are holding on to their money. They're holding on to cash. Maybe they're doing some share buybacks,
right.
But in general, they're not putting their capital to work right now. How and when does that start to change?
I mean, it's a reflection of a lot of different things. If they're buying back shares, it means they don't see anything in their own businesses that they can invest in. And if they don't see anything in their own businesses that they can invest in, then it doesn't matter if they're bringing back capital from elsewhere, and it doesn't matter that they can talk all they want about jobs, but there's no good reason, you know, to hire people because they don't have places to put capital to work. And I think that's also a reflection of the focus on Wall Street. You know, most of the times when we talk about putting capital to use, we talk about public companies. You don't really see this as an issue in private companies. But with public companies, they get such a concern with shareholder value and shareholder returns that they lose sight of trying to move the ball and to innovate and to invest in R&D. And I think that's hurt our economy, and I think that hurts the company in the long term.
So what does it mean for growth? Do you think we're going to be in this 2.5%, 2% environment for a while?
Yeah, but I don't look at that and say, see, there's something wrong, we're not doing something right. I look at that and say that's the new normal. That, you know, when companies have their backs against the wall, particularly small to medium where there's a big part of the growth for jobs, we find new ways to innovate. We're innovators in this country. We don't just sit back and say the only way we can solve problems is by hiring people. We go out there and you hire smarter kids, you hire smarter people to write software, to put things in the cloud, to find new solutions. And so we're turning into an economy that is bifurcated. There's those people who write and control and define the software, and then there's those people who work for the software.
Well, you're someone who's gone out and started a lot of businesses, including your own network. CBS has just purchased a minority stake in your network. What do you think, what is their intention to do with that? Do you think there's a chance they might buy out the whole thing?
Who knows? But I think they're recognizing that, you know, the reason we took a network, HDNet, which was the first all high-definition TV network, grew it, and then 2 years ago, I recognized that being HD obviously is not enough. And so I said, out there in the media landscape, what opportunities are there? What creates a unique scenario that would be good for a network? And if you look at what's happening with social media, in particular real-time social media, it's very obvious, and you guys know as well as anybody, real-time social media drives real-time viewing on TV, and live events on TV drive social media. It's a very symbiotic relationship. And so with Access TV, we had been doing live events as HDNet, and we just amplified that. So we, you know, from concerts all over the globe to live interview shows to live, you know, fights, whatever type of event that we can do live, we want to do.
Live is what people will tune in for?
Live is what differentiates television from the internet. You know, the internet was designed for everything but video, and television is designed specifically to deliver video, and that's a huge differentiation.
And how does the internet fit? I mean, when you think about content now being so much on demand, live obviously different because you have to tune in specifically for an event.
Right. But, you know, when Gangnam Style video,
right,
1 billion people watch it. You couldn't find any two people who watched it and talked about it at the same time. It's just completely different. By the time you watch it on YouTube, you've already missed it. You know, you've missed the conversation. YouTube's not about conversation. On demand is not about conversation. It's about catching up. It's about killing time and vegetating, watching a show all day long. Whereas watching this live, hopefully there's people online talking about, oh, Cuban's an idiot, or Cuban's smart, or whatever. Trish knows her stuff, or, you know, whatever it may be. But that's you know, a holistic conversation that happens in real time that creates a unique experience.